Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Short Pit, a NASCAR podcast. I'm your host, Kaleb and Chesney. Alongside me, as usual, my co-host, Chris Prince. Chris, how are you?
I'm good this week, sir. Good this week. How about you?
Yeah, we're doing all right. We'll dive into it a little bit. BR and camera here as usual, fellas. Welcome back on a Short Pit Tuesday. We're coming off of Atlanta. We'll talk about all of our brackets that are no longer. We got some big news at a Trackhouse, and we'll get into the third race of the Chicago Street Course, which will probably be the last of its kind. We'll talk about it, what we expect, do whatever we can with our DraftKings segment, and we'll go from there. But Chris, I hear that there's a victory lap that needs to be had,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's all for you. So go nuts.
I'll definitely have it. Yeah, that was I'll just say it fucking finally. Yeah, like we're just gonna go ahead and get that out of the way because I think I've said it plenty. I shouldn't gripe about being a fan of the most consistent driver in the field, but eventually seeing top 10s and top 15s and top 20s gets old without a win. So, yeah, definitely was happy to see that. That was the driving I've wanted to see all year, but I think he kind of realized he needed to do that to win that race. Because everybody was aggressive. I was a little worried at first when Allen didn't send him down pit road, but that, planned out in his favor because he missed all the calamity in the big one. So definitely happy to see that. It's been a good weekend, boys. Good weekend.
Now, will you recognize that you only won because there were 40 cars taken out in the?
That's okay. Listen. I have a Mickey Mouse championship too. Remember, I get all the crap for being a Chase Elliott fan, so I'll take it.
Fair enough. Yeah, and also my guy doing the heavy work behind you. Otherwise, a very entertaining race, to say the least. I'll go on a limb and say the most entertaining. I don't know. Is that a stretch? I'll throw it out there. But yeah, Chase Elliott, your winner from Atlanta. Brad Keselowski, fine effort, P2. Alex Bowman, P3. I don't have how the rest of the top five go. Tyler Reddick, P4. Eric Jones, P5. Nice bunch of random-ish guys all across the top 10. Ty Dillon, Zane Smith. Carson Hocevar coming back from that wreck and finishing 10th. A lot of impressive drives, but as we said, there were 11 cars that finished the race with an accident tag next to them. A call coming off of that early stage 2 giant wreck, except for Ryan Blaney, who only made it to lap 56. Yeah. BR, I'll pass the ball to you first. Atlanta on Saturday, what'd you think?
Yeah, it was a fun race. I mean, it's more what you come to expect with Atlanta post their reconfiguration. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people being able to get through the field even after wrecking. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Cam?
Yeah, I mean, it's what we come to expect from the new Atlanta configuration. A lot of chaos, but it's a fun watch. I mean, it's not meant to, cater to the purest of purist. It's meant to kind of bridge that gap, and I feel like it does that pretty well.
Do you guys think that the racing was improved any by the fact that there were 11 cars that weren't on the track anymore?
I mean, by definition, it makes it kind of worse, but it was still good.
Yeah, I mean, you could say maybe if you wanted to play devil's advocate that, but I think in a way it helped in a sense too, because the runs were, people realized that they were just going to have to take the runs as they came because they didn't have the help that they were accustomed to having probably too, because most of their teammates were damaged and or out of the race. So you could maybe play devil's advocate, but like Cam said, it could have been even better if we had all those cars too.
Yeah, Chase Elliott, first one on the year. The line doesn't move that much. He was leading in points by God knows how many. He was like 135 to the good. That line is now to Bubba Wallace, who wasn't able to finish the race. Or did he finish the race?
No, I don't know, because he spun at the end.
He did finish. He finished 22nd, 2 laps down. Got the P10 in the first stage. Dealt with some issues all race long after that wreck. I believe he even had like a wreck of his own towards the middle part of the last stage.
Yeah, his tire went boom.
He just got back on the lead lap too, if I ain't mistaken, like right before that.
Yep. Now that cut line is down to him. I believe it's like a minus 29, minus 23, something like that. Bowman leaped him. I think he's plus 34, something like that. Or plus 39, excuse me. So, yeah, the line doesn't move that much, but with that wreck, the guys above and below that line, right above it, right below it, shifted a lot. I'll go ahead and pull that up. But BR, are you getting any nervous now that Atlanta's Atlanta's out, and now we're looking down the barrel of Sonoma and Chicago this week, stuff like that?
Yeah, we are in big trouble. I won't lie. We are in some trouble here. It's not ideal. Yeah, that was that was not what was needed this weekend from Atlanta. So yeah, it's starting to get spooky for Bubba here. I will not lie to you.
Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more spots in the playoffs to get. Reddick is your points leader, plus 128 to the cut line. Chris Buescher, plus 52. Alex Bowman, plus 39. Bubba Wallace, plus 23. The guys right on the other side of it, Ryan Preece, Eric Jones, minus 49. AJ Allmendinger, minus 59. Carson Hocevar, minus 62. And just for the sake of saying it, Kyle Busch, minus 72. Still well within distance of having a bunch of new winners. Also well within the distance of having a couple guys make it in on points. You could have a bubble battle between Bubba, Bowman, Preece by the end of it, with how many tracks are left.
I wouldn't count Eric Jones out of that, the way he's been moving the last month.
Absolutely.
Well, the problem with the road coming up, you could throw Allmendinger in there too. Even if he doesn't win, you expect him to compete as long as the car's there.
Well, the problem you have, like, if you're Eric Jones or Hocevar, especially, like those specifically, outside of Daytona, you're kind of run out of options because all of their speed has been at intermediate tracks. I mean, Indianapolis is there, but that's like a whole different beast. So it's kind of rough for them. I mean, if you're Bubba Wallace, at least Van Gisbergen already won.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that coming in. But I mean, you got Gibbs, Allmendinger. These guys have shown a lot of road course speed. So who knows? And then you get to like Richmond, and you get everybody's been like nudging at Ryan Preece winning Richmond or Martinsville at some point for his whole career, and now he's actually running well.
Yep, and I'll always say it every week. Brad Keselowski is starting to fight in a lot of these races. He could win it any given moment himself. Probably not these coming races on a road course, but he's shown speed all over the place. Wouldn't shock me one bit. So I'm not even feeling comfortable, even if we made significant gains on that cut line, because a couple of new winners and you're right back on the outside of it. But we have Chicago Street Course coming up this week. But before we get into that, we have a couple things to talk about. Everybody's bracket went boom.
Majorly.
The matchups that are left are Ty Dillon, the 32 seed, and Brad Keselowski. Bowman versus Bubba. Nemechek versus Elliott. Jones versus Stenhouse. Gragson and Preece. Hocevar and Reddick. Allmendinger and Gibbs, which I believe we had anyway.
Yeah, we did.
And Zane Smith and Chris Buescher, which we didn't have. So yeah, everybody's bracket went absolutely. It no longer exists. No perfect brackets left. We do have one of our championship two still around, Chase Elliott. Chris wasn't there to make it a tie, and we discussed it further. But we do have one guy left on that outside looking in. BR, you talked about it pre-show. They chose the wrong races for this. What do we make of it, I guess, is the best question that I can throw out there.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I think it selects, not plate tracks and not road courses, more the intermediate tracks. But I if you do that with that disclaimer, I would totally be down to see this back next year. I think it's a fun idea.
No, I'm right there with you, Cam.
I think it's probably in the end, it's probably a TV problem because we've now got four different networks broadcasting this, and Fox gets Daytona, Prime gets the 600. So TNT probably was like, we want the in-season tournament, but then when they got the in-season tournament, I guess they have the Brickyard already, I guess, but they probably really wanted the Atlanta date. Especially in races like that. Like, I don't know what they got to do to make Daytona and Talladega look like that, but they got to figure it out. I think it really just probably comes down to TV, why we were given this set of races.
Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really add much more to what BR Cam said. I think TV probably had a big thing into it. We all know that TV deals are big right now. But also, yeah, different races would be cool because it's a good idea. But I mean, at the same time, there's a lot of calamity at a track like Atlanta where, like, obviously no brackets are perfect left. So, yeah, maybe some tweaks to it. But again, if it's a TV deal, I wouldn't expect too many tweaks to it.
Maybe what I should have done now that I'm thinking about it is our homework should have been to pick the best 5 races that we could to make our tournament. What's the best races that we could provide to make that sound interesting? I should have asked that before the program, but
I have a really simple fix. Just swap the amount of races. The races that Prime just did, swap them with TNTs.
That's a simple fix. Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about what Prime had. The Coke 600, Nashville, Michigan, Pocono, and then there's another.
Mexico City?
Mexico, yeah. I mean, seems fine to me.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. There's the fix. All right, news. Daniel Suarez will not be returning to Trackhouse Racing in 2026. This comes maybe not so coincidentally after Jimmy Johnson says that he wants Connor Zilic in a third legacy car in the future. Suarez is out. There's no confirmation that Zilic will be taking his spot next year, but we're all kind of feeling that way. Cam, I haven't started with you yet. I believe that you sent it to the group chat first. I will let you take it away. Suarez out at Trackhouse.
I mean, I feel like it doesn't shock anyone. I mean, honestly, Suarez has been pretty abysmal this year. He wasn't very good last year, but even more abysmal this year. At least he, back into that win last year, but he's been pretty abysmal this year. It's not really surprising.
At the tracks he's good at.
Is it a little premature for Connor Zilic? Maybe, but like, I don't think Trackhouse really cares. They're probably willing to play the long game with him because he is an incredible talent, and they would rather lock him in than risk him going somewhere else, or in 2 or 3 years, Hendrick decides they do want to make some driver changes, and he'd probably be at the top of that list with like a Carson Hocevar. So they were probably just, good with locking him up before anybody else could get to him, like you said, at other teams kind of sniffing around, like Legacy, etc. So it makes sense. Be interesting to see what he does this rookie year. I don't think anyone has too much expectation outside of the road courses, but who knows? I mean, granted, there was a lot of carnage, but had a top 15 in Atlanta.
P11.
So, I mean, I think most people have high hopes for him, and he's super young. So,
Chris.
Yeah, I mean, Cam kind of said it. Daniel posted on his tweet that it was mutually agreed upon. I'm sure it was. We're going to fire you if you don't mutually agree with us to just leave, because either way, it was going to happen at some point, though, right? Cam said it. You got a talent like Zilic, and Suarez hasn't exactly been the greatest. He isn't warranting keeping that seat anytime. So, I mean, plus when you've got a 7-time champion like Jimmy Johnson throwing specific names out there, you've got to kind of act or you're going to lose your talent, because don't be surprised now if Richard Childress is like, screw it, you can have Love. We're going to put Austin Hill in our third Cup car at this point. I mean, it's just Suarez should expect it. I saw something, though, and I'll throw this at Cam and BR. Junior Motorsports. Suarez going back down to the Xfinity Series and racing full-time for Junior Motorsports.
I was about to say, does he have a market for a Cup seat?
I don't know.
The problem is there's not a lot of seats, but I mean, my first thing that came to my mind was Colleague, but like, they've shown a willingness to send Allmendinger down to the Xfinity Series whenever they want to. And I mean, I don't think they get rid of Ty Dillon. He's actually, unfortunately, performed very well this year for that car. But yeah, it's just probably just not seats. Like if you think like if you go through the field in your head, there's just not seats.
They do have that Rick Ware team that got sold last week, right?
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
And they want to make that a 3-seed team?
Yeah. If I'm not wrong, yeah, I think they said 3. That's possible. He has sponsorship money, I'm sure. Somebody will go with him.
Quaker State?
Yeah. I don't know if Quaker State's his specifically, but I think that the internet company, I don't know what exactly the specific name or broadband company that he has, he's had since he came into the series, is like a loyal to him. So I'm sure that would get him at least a seat if that opens up.
BR.
Yeah, I think someone will find a seat for him just because he's an established name, has sponsorship behind him. I think it probably won't be a team that's worth a damn, but I think someone will find a seat for him in the Cup Series.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. All right, so that's the big news that came this week. We didn't really talk about Rick Ware Racing getting sold. That might have happened after we recorded, or we just thought it was such a non-important move that we just kind of blew by it. But that did happen.
I'm going to be honest. I had no idea this was a thing until Chris just said this. I had not heard this before.
Yeah, the Spire Motorsports co-owner went and bought it, and then they want us to expand it.
Yeah, I did not know that. You're telling me that now for the first time.
I think I found it like scrolling through Instagram like a day after it happened too. So like it was just such a non.
It was like that for me too.
We all blew by it. Yeah.
I think I saw it because it was like the headline on the little article I seen was that Cody Ware was worked into the deal where he'll come back and drive the 51 next year at least. Too. So
but Chris, you're not allowed to judge him until he's in the fight.
Yeah, obviously. We'll see what we'll see what happens with his new ownership. Then we'll judge him, right?
No, because he's not in a Hendrick seat. All right. So all that in mind, yeah, we can go right to our awards. Driver of the week, Chris. Do I have to ask?
No, you're good. You don't have to ask. You know the answer for that.
All right, go ahead.
It's gonna be Chase Elliott. So
why?
It's the racing that I've wanted to see all year. He's lacked motivation. Like he's just ho-hummed his way to top 15s and top 10s. And
yeah, we had to put the ho-hum shirts away.
I know. We had to put the ho-hum shirts away now. So it was just nice to see him actually give a damn, it felt like, on the track. He had a car that can move, too. I was worried near the end when the tire difference came in, but it was just nice to see him actually up and making moves and being aggressive. So, yeah, that's why.
BR.
I'm going to go with Ty Dillon. Top 10 finish, knocked out Denny Hamlin at in-season tournament. Chatted shit about it afterwards. Good enough for me.
I like it.
Cam.
I'll go with Carson Hocevar because before the wreck, he went from like 30th to the top 5 in what seemed like 10 laps. And then he gets wrecked, hangs around for a while, and was actually back up in the top 10 for pretty much the end of the entire stage with what had to have been half a race car. So
I'm going to take a page out of Chris's book. I'm going to go with my guy, Alex Bowman. Top 3, battled for the lead throughout the race, lost it, came back to second, pushed Elliott to the lead, was able to block Keselowski, and get Team Hendrick the win. Would any of his Hendrick teammates do it for him? Probably not. But, hopefully being a good teammate, land you some job security in the near future because we're going to need it. But yeah, great race from him. Led 30-something laps, I think, like 32. 32. P4 at the end of stage 2. Great day, fast car. Hopefully a win is coming. Short pit is 50% for wins on the year. BR, you and me are the last ones left. Yeah. Over the next 3 races, I feel a little bit better than you probably do, but it's a long season. We still got 9 races to the playoffs? 8?
Yeah, Bubba was all right in Mexico, so No, I'm certainly not expecting a win or anything, but I think we can put in the performances we need to get us in a bubble battle should that happening, or put us in a position where it's not win or you're fucked.
I'm still in the mindset of win or fucked. So I'm hoping for a win. I think we can. Just gotta get the right opportunity and do it. Terrorist of the week, Chris.
I'm actually. It's funny because BR took my terrorist of the week as his driver of the week just because it was crazy to see the 32 ranked driver knock out the number one. But I mean, not really at the end of the day because it's Atlanta. But yeah, it was cool to see Ty Dillon upsetting everything. So that's why he got my terrorist of the week, because he just terrorized everybody's brackets.
Kim.
I mean, did we ever figure out who caused that first wreck or no?
No, I don't know.
Twitter's blaming Denny Hamlin.
I don't know. Yeah, I just don't remember a whole lot of terrorism happening specifically.
Who sent Blaney into the fence at lap 58?
That was all like a chain reaction, though. I don't want to pass. I guess I'll just go with the choice of races, like whoever, like NASCAR scheduling.
NASCAR scheduling.
Yeah, like
yes.
I blanked on that because I just don't really remember like a specific terrorist incident.
BR, you got anything for us?
I'm gonna go with Ty Dillon because I thought it'd be funny to give driver and terrorist of the week to the same person. He also wrecked, I believe it was like Justin Haley, pretty bad.
And another guy, actually, I was looking for the video. Hold on.
Yeah, I forget what, I don't know, but yeah, he wrecked Justin Haley. Like, he just straight turned him. And for the shit post of giving the driver and terrorist of the week to the same person, Ty Dillon.
I love it.
All right, so I pulled up the video of the big one. I'm trying to determine who's at fault. I'm going to let you guys kind of watch it with me. And I've determined it is whoever is behind Denny Hamlin on this screen. So I'm going to pull it up here. You can see Denny Hamlin beginning to turn in the back here. Whoever is behind him, I cannot tell.
Is it John Hunter?
No, it's a Ford.
I think it's Doug Gilliland.
Did he have that red, white, and blue scheme last week?
Is it red, white, and blue?
That's what I thought.
It's so hard to tell
from
from the
full,
name.
Can you put it in full screen?
There we go.
I can see the number right.
Maybe
I can't
see that.
tell.
Yeah,
It's a Ford.
I can't tell. I know Todd Gilliland did a weird scheme, so I guessed that, but I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't tell.
Well, whoever that car is.
Was it Priest? Maybe.
No, Priest. No. Priest would have. No, it was a different car. Priest. Look at the numbers. The Priest.
Oh, maybe it was this 51 down here.
No, the numbers are too bright on those two.
a little darker.
Also, notice this car doesn't spin.
It kind of looks like Brad's car.
No, Brad was orange.
Was Brad orange this week?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a consumer.
I can almost see it.
I still have an idea that's Todd Gilliland, but I don't know.
Isn't Todd Gilliland in the? No, he's not in the 38 anymore. My bad.
34.
34
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
It looks like a 6.
Can you zoom in by any
The
chance?
problem is the only other 6 in
can't.
the field would have been like David Starr, and we know it's not him.
Maybe it was David Starr.
We know it's
No.
not him. He's too far up the field. He couldn't even keep pace with the field.
I'm going to see if I can look at the car, like the front row schemes from last week. I know Gragson's was like blue and yellow, so it's not him.
Yeah, Gragson's right here, I think.
Yeah. It very well could have been, because this is the schemes that they repped. I'll drop it in. My phone will work.
Damn it.
Yeah, this is that. No, it's not going to focus, is it? Damn, it is Todd Gilliland, I think.
It has to be Todd Gilliland after looking at that. I just sent the same post, so
It looks like a 50.
No, look at the post. That's definitely Todd Gillen.
Is it Todd Gillen? All right.
It looks like Todd Gillen.
Todd Gillen, you are my terrorist of the week after very strong investigations.
Yep.
We have
Yeah,
determined that you did it.
After the VAR check.
Unfortunate. All right. That's the only time Todd Gillen's going to make any of our lists. It's unfortunate because I thought he was going to take a step forward this year. I was wrong. All right. So that was Atlanta. Do we have any parting thoughts? Good.
Nope.
Chicago. Let's get into our DraftKings sports segment. Instead of giving us matchups like they did last week, they gave us the in-season tournament. There are less matchups this time, so we can kind of run through these. Then we can come back, talk about the race that's coming. So first things first is Chris Buescher versus Zane Smith.
I'm going to take Buescher there just because he's been showing speed lately.
Especially on road courses.
Yes.
Yeah. Fun fact, in the next-gen era, Chris Buescher has the highest average finish on road courses.
Worth noting.
So I would take it.
Yeah, I mean,
Eric Jones versus Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Jones.
Tyler Reddick versus Carson Hocevar.
It should be Reddick, but
Yeah.
he likes to randomly disappear. But I'm gonna go with Reddick.
Same.
Yeah, Reddick.
Priest versus Gregson.
It should be Priest, but Gregson has been weirdly really good at these this year. But I'm gonna stick with Priest.
I'll take Gregson.
I'll take
Priest
Gregson.
did qualify on the front row
I'll
in
take-
Mexico.
I'll take Priest.
Chase Elliott versus John Hunter Nemechek.
Wow.
That seems
Yeah.
disrespectful, but okay.
Yeah, just a little.
I'm like coming off the win.
That seems mightily disrespectful.
John Hunter Nemechek plus 195.
Like Nemechek's run well at them, but like that seems disrespectful.
Just how the bracket turned out.
Yep.
Is this the in-season tournament?
Yes, yeah.
No,
Instead of
I
giving
thought-
us,
okay, that makes
instead of
more
giving us
sense.
matchups, they gave us
I
the
thought these were
tournament.
DK picks. Well, I guess they are DK picks, but
Ty Gibbs versus AJ Allmendinger. This is the battle.
Gibbs just has the more reliable car.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, Gibbs.
Brad Keselowski versus Ty Dillon.
weirdly, Ty Dillon.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
And then me versus you, BR. Bowman versus Bubba.
We've got to
Of
go.
course,
Bowman
I'm gonna
from
say
now on.
Bowman.
Yeah, and then going with our picks of, well, I just filled them in. Buescher, Jones, Reddick, Priest, Elliott, Gibbs, Dillon, Bowman. If you put down $10 on DraftKings, you're going to be making $557. So
If you want to make a $10 donation to DraftKings, go ahead and do that.
I can't even do that.
something
So.
will inevitably go wrong. All right. Chicago Street Course, probably the last of its time here in the Cup Series as Chicagoland comes back. We get a new road course in San Diego. The Chicago Street Course is probably saying bye-bye. BR, I'll start with you. What are you kind of looking for?
I mean, it's going to be a road course race. I mean, I don't have a whole lot to add. It'll look a lot like the other road course races this year. I mean, the first couple races in Chicago were fine. Like, they were fine. So, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to add. It'll be one of the races of all time.
Weather in Chicago on Sunday as of Tuesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30. We got rain showers through the early parts of the afternoon, clear skies between 4:30 and 8 p.m. And this is on Tuesday. So you're going to want to check back closer to like Friday, Saturday. Cam.
I mean, I feel like the biggest question is just the weather. The first two are rain affected. Other than that, yeah, I mean, it's just a road course race. I expect the normal players to be fast.
Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I expect it probably to be similar to what we've seen in the last 2 years. Weather will be the biggest question, but it'll be probably a follow the leader type of race at some point because it's a road course. So I look forward to seeing if San Diego gets one, if it's a little better, because Chicago's run its course for me. No pun intended there.
Yeah, obviously this race holds a special place in my heart as the first win I saw Bowman get. I still haven't gotten my die cast from home yet. I'll do that this week. I'll unveil it on the show. I'll keep it in the box until next week. Yeah, it's a road course, as everybody said. It's not too interesting. Maybe the rain helps it and makes it a little more interesting than if it was just dry and everybody's playing follow leader the whole time. Then there's pit strategy and whatnot. Yeah, everybody's kind of feeling like we're ready to go. Everybody's waiting for Chicagoland to come back. But hopefully this future Chicago give us one last good go. Send it off with entertaining for a road course type of race as anybody could reasonably expect, and then we're moving on. Yeah, it's been what it's been the last couple of years. You could go rewatch the first, second race. You're probably going to get something like that in the third, and we'll just see who comes out ahead when the checkered flag comes, or when the sun goes down and we're racing against time like we were last year. All right, winners for the week. Chris, I'll start with you.
I'm just gonna go ahead and go with the easy one there and go with SVG. I feel like if he qualifies well, it's a given. So I'm just gonna roll with him this week. I didn't on Mexico City, so.
Cam.
I just for the record, I mean, my brain tells me SVG, but let's just, you know what? People have been waiting all year. Let's go with Tyler Reddick. He probably should have won last year's. So.
And I'm so happy he didn't. BR.
I'm going to go with Chris Buescher. He's shown a lot of speed the last few weeks. Next year as a whole, he's been, average finish-wise, the best in this whole series. Obviously, a bit of a asterisk as SPG wasn't there the whole time, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Chris Buescher.
I'm gonna go with Ty Gibbs. He's shown a lot of speed since Mexico City. At each track in their own way. Was competing for the win in Atlanta too. I'll take him, and I wouldn't be shocked in the least bit if he's out there running up front with SVG and the big time players. But yeah, it's a half-hour program today. Unfortunate. Unless anybody has anything to burn the next 10 minutes with, it's going to be a real short pit.
Real short pit.
It's just unfortunate. I mean, Atlanta's Atlanta, and then we go into Chicago where no one's really interested.
And then there's Sonoma the week after that.
Even less interesting.
Dover.
More than Sonoma, at least.
Yeah.
What if SVG just wins 3 road courses in a month? Could happen.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
don't move that line one bit.
real. I'm like, yeah, that's fine by me.
Don't move that line in 1 inch.
Yeah, Reddick wouldn't move the line either, so that one would also be totally good with me.
Yeah, obviously Chris and Cam are feeling comfortable with their playoff spot right now, being locked in. BR, your eye anxiety is quickly increasing as we get closer to the end. Yeah, hopefully we hit victory lane at some point.
Just don't be the last car on the cut line at Daytona.
Yeah, well, the last thing we need is another Harrison Burton going in and screwing up our night.
Yeah.
Who did Harrison Burton screw over last year? Was it Buescher and that group?
To be honest,
I think it was Buescher.
Yeah,
pretty sure you're right.
I know Buescher will make playoffs because when he won at Watkins Glen, he was not in the playoffs.
Right.
2024 playoff.
How about the Cinnamon Toast Crunch car? Like, I just thought that was
badass.
Yeah, that car.
Yeah, that was fun.
Awesome.
About to buy a T-shirt for it. Yeah, they don't show me the playoffs for last year, so that's
Buescher that's probably correct. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully no Harrison Burton to screw over me and you at BR.
I think you'll see a Gibbs. I wouldn't be surprised to see Gibbs win and or Bowman win too in the coming weeks, just because those organizations are going to really try to push and get all 4 cars in now. Heck, they were already talking about Gibbs being pushed by the organization because they had Chris Gabehart up on the box for him at Atlanta with his crew chief. So I think you're going to see, hopefully anyway, them push Bowman and Gibbs to get them locked in. The others.
Well, Bowman's not going to get a literal push because his teammates are dicks, but
Well, I mean, for Gibbs, I mean, you got 2 road courses. Wouldn't really count on Dover. A big track in Indianapolis where they do tend to be fast. Richmond, which is JGR's like favorite track on the circuit. Watkins, actually 3 road courses. Watkins Glen. So I mean,
And then Daytona.
He's got all the opportunity in the world.
Yep.
I was just thinking where he wouldn't win by random. But
Oh, fair
yeah.
enough.
no, I think
Watch him
like I
go
said,
and
this
win
week
at
could be it.
Dover. That would be the most random, just Ty Gibbs, just esque win to go and just pull a win out at Dover.
And the rest of Hendrick Motorsports is running 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, you see freaking Ty Gibbs leading, and then
you just hear on the radioactive of like Chad Canal screaming, "Why can't any of you pass him?"
Jeff Gordon and Rick Hendrick are going to come downstairs and beat somebody.
God.
No, whoever's
Probably
P2, you just hear some weird code word, and Gibbs just goes flying into the wall.
Michael Waltrip Racing investigation again. Oh God.
Okay. No need to stretch it any further. We hit 37 minutes. Real short pit. Quickest pit of the season so far, I do believe, by runtime. We'll be back next week to talk about the streets of Chicago and pregame for
we're all joking
Sonoma.
about it. Watch this just be totally chaotic, and there's just like 35 storylines.
If it's boring, I vote that we all need to get shit faced before we come on here. Just make it interesting.
But like imagine you just see like a full on fight. We haven't seen one in like 10 years. Like you just see like I don't know, Ty Dillon, who did run second to SVG 2 years ago, win this race, and we're all just like, what the hell did we just watch?
Ty Dillon wins the race, throws a beer at Denny Hamlin or something.
Like in the 31, he was fighting for the lead with SVG at the end of the first one.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe he has some road course prowess that we just haven't.
He does, and it was tire strategy, but
I kind of hope he just pulls the in-season tournament championship out of his ass.
That would be amazing.
Imagine a tie. Oh, that would be so funny.
That would be.
I need that.
Kaleb and BR, pretend that your driver's already won. Who's the funniest Daytona winner this year? Pretend your driver's already won doesn't hurt you.
Okay.
Cody Ware.
Cody.
Yeah, I suppose.
Cole Custer, after we named him the terrorist of the week at the first Daytona.
I'm trying to think who else could be really funny. There's not a lot of
Riley Herbst.
No, that's the funniest one.
That's gotta be.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's like Cody Ware is Cody Ware.
No, Daniel Suarez after he gets fired before the season's even over, just like Burton.
What happened to Harrison Burton last year? We already saw it. But no. I'm sorry for putting this out there, BR. But funniest thing is Herbst does it with Wallace on the cut line.
Oh my God.
or neither Reddick or Wallace win, and we get a bunch of winners. And it's Reddick and Wallace.
Reddick is like minus 135 to the next guy with the 16th spot. And Riley Herbst comes in and screws him.
Oh God.
Or Wallace does win, and Reddick's the 2311 car out of the 3.
Daniel Suarez to the 45. All right. We'll see you all next week. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the 4th of July, Independence Day. Hot dogs and fireworks and beer. Enjoy it. And enjoy the streets of Chicago as much as you possibly can. We will see you all next week.